who will have yoga with Baba? This body is not going to have yoga with Baba because this body doesn't belong to, this body is a factor of this world. So the body's yoga is not with Baba. Who will have yoga with Baba? The soul. So first thing is, do I realize I am a soul? Because if we look deeply, that first lesson is where we are all faltering. Yes, so if I understand I am a soul and I am in my 84th birth here, I have become ugly and dark by having this journey or being a traveler here in 84 births, and Baba has come to make me beautiful. If I have this realization, then obviously I will have yoga with Baba. But the thing is, we forget I am a soul, and all through the day there is body consciousness. And Baba today says that the most important thing is your attachment removed from the world. Because soul consciousness means your attachment is removed from the old world. And body consciousness means there is complete attachment in the old world. Yes, so what is body consciousness? Attachment to this body, attachment to relationships in this old world, attachment to things and attainments in this old world. That is what is body consciousness. So when we are body conscious, so you see, remembrance is a factor of consciousness. So if I am a soul, I will remember Baba. But if I am someone in this old world, then I will remember someone of and something of the old world. So how you see yourself decides who you will remember. And it is very important, and it is high time that we realized that, understanding and living by the fact that I am a soul is very important. Yes, and it looks like a very simple thing to do. It always looks like a very simple thing to do. It looks like, what is the difficulty in thinking I am a soul, or in living in the awareness that I am a soul? But the thing is, for 63 births, we have been in body consciousness. And when we come to Baba, although intellectually we understand it very easily, but living by it becomes a very big challenge. And yesterday I was giving the course to somebody, and there is this young Kumar who is doing the course, and he just gave a question that, Didi, if I always keep remembering that I am a soul, I just always turn my attention towards I, the soul, sitting behind the eyes, will I be able to see the soul? Yes, so he said, will I be able to see the soul? So I said, so can you see your body? So he said, yes, like, I said, no, like right now, can you see your body? So he said, yes, I have an image of my body in my mind, and I can look at it and I understand this is my body and this is how I look. So I told him, you can't see the body, can you? Even this body, you can see your feet and hands, but can you see your face? You can't see the face, you can't see the body, and you can't turn your eyes inwards and see what's inside the body. You can't do all of that. But through knowledge, you create an image of the body in your buddhi, and you hold that image and you relish it. Yes, that's what you're doing. Even the body is in the head. So the body also is in the buddhi, isn't it? So you are carrying an image of the body in your buddhi. Now suddenly I one day told you that all the mirrors of the world are lying and you don't actually look like what you see in the mirror. Then what happens? Your image of the body is then questionable. Yes, so similarly, when you hold very constantly this image of you as a star in your buddhi, because you're holding this image of you as a body also in your buddhi. So if you hold this image of you as a soul, as a tiny star in your buddhi, then you will also be able to see that, because seeing is an aspect of buddhi always. Yes, seeing is always an aspect of buddhi. Even when you see something with the two eyes, you always see it through the filter of your buddhi. Yes, when you're seeing something, so you see a color. Who told you that is yellow and that is blue? It's in your buddhi. So through the filter of your buddhi, you are seeing this is yellow, this is blue, and then through the filter of your buddhi, you are saying, white is better than yellow, or white is worse than yellow, or whatever. So, everything is a factor of the buddhi. The soul does everything through the body based on the buddhi. So whatever actions you think you are performing through the body also, seeing, hearing, actually they are all a factor of your buddhi. And now Baba says, just, sit in silence and reflect on this fact, this truth, that I am actually a soul. And let it sit in your buddhi. The more you reflect on it, it will sit in your buddhi that I am a soul and I am here in this 84th birth, and I have to go now. I have to go to the pure world. Now I have become dark and ugly, and I have to go to the beautiful world, and the beautiful traveler has come to make me beautiful. So let me have yoga with that one who is going to make me beautiful. Because you see that whoever we are having yoga with is also because, it's fed in our buddhi that I am this and this is mine. So, when you think that this body is mine, these souls are mine, these physical relationships are mine, or this work is mine, then it comes and sits in your buddhi. And then you start having yoga with that body or that relationship or with the work you do. So Baba says, now you understand that I am a soul and all my relationships, all my attainments are with one Baba. And when that sits in your buddhi, then you have constant yoga with Baba. then you have absolutely constant yoga with Baba, because yoga is a factor of who am I and who is mine. So if the who am I doesn't change, who is mine doesn't change. And then the yoga doesn't change. Because if you're still thinking, I'm a mother, then your yoga will be with your children. Yes, so there was this one mother and she kept telling me, but मैं माँ हूँ, मैं माँ हूँ. So I said, you're not Ma, you are Atma. But we have forgotten it. We have been told so many times in the world that I'm a Ma, that that is sitting in your buddhi, and that's why you are thinking about your child. And you see, depending on your conditioning, if you are living in a culture where you are taught that you are a mother until the child grows 18 years of age, then you are attached to the child until 18, and then you set them free or set yourself free. And if you live in a culture where you're taught that you are a mother for a lifetime and your child is your child for lifetime, then you die thinking about the child. You're always thinking about the child even when he has stopped thinking about you many years ago. So it's all programming, it's all conditioning. So now Baba says that I'm telling you the truth and you have to reflect on it in silence and remembrance. So you have to sit with the truth for so long, and in these silent hours of the morning you have to reflect on the truth so much that the truth which is the truth starts emerging from your subconscious to your conscious. And then Baba says, then you will have constant yoga with me. And for that, we need to remove all attachment from this world. Because, you may say Baba, Baba all day, but that doesn't mean you have yoga with Baba. Yes, because in bhakti, there are so many people who say Shiva, Shiva or Krishna, Krishna all day. But does that mean they have yoga with God? No. Because if you're body conscious, you may be saying Shiva, Shiva or Krishna, Krishna, but you are just calling out to God because you want God to take care of whatever you are attached to in this old world. So, you can call out to God and still have no yoga with God, because yoga is a subject of the heart. And you may have your heart with people, places and things, and you may keep calling out to God to take care of your people, places and things and bodies. And there is absolutely no yoga with God. Yes, so God is just a means to an end. And the end is feeding your attachments, and the means is God. That's how we have lived. And I remember, there was this one Mata and she came into Gyan, and, when she did the course, she would keep, her tears would keep rolling down her eyes every day she took the course. And every day she would keep crying and getting emotional. And then I asked her at the end, why is it that tears roll down your eyes? And then she said, I feel very deeply for God. I love God like anything. And then she kept coming to the class for some time. And then, she had, her child had to be operated for something. And then that operation, it did not go well in the first time, although there was no damage and the child became fine also. But still, she said, I lost faith in God because my child did not heal in one attempt. And then she stopped coming to class. So you see, all this thing about I love God and I'm emotional about God is just, it's just hypocrisy. Because you are saying you love God, but you love your child and you think God will protect your child, so you love God. And if you don't see that happening, although He is protecting anyway, but then if you can't see it happening in the way you want to see it, then you lose your faith in God. Yes, so that's the way we have been trained to be. So Baba says that when you know I am a soul, and when you know that nothing and no one in this world belongs to me, I am just a soul and all my relationships, all my attachments are with Baba, then you can have constant yoga with Baba. Otherwise, whatever you are doing in the name of yoga with Baba is just, what is it? It's just prayers to Baba. It's not yoga with Baba, it's prayers to Baba. Prayers which you are seeking so that whatever you have attachment to in this world stays fine. And when your attachment is removed, then you have constant yoga with Baba. Who amongst you thinks that my attachment is completely removed from this old world and I consider myself to be a soul and I remember Baba as the one who I have all relationships and all attainments with? Mine is one Shiv Baba and none other. Who amongst you thinks that that's true for you? So do you think that's true for you? So, so nobody is raising the hand because, it's all like that, bhakti and gyan is all mixed, but gyan is gyan and bhakti is bhakti. So we must understand that, when what Baba is saying is, you are a soul and you only belong to me. You don't belong to anyone else. And all your attainments, all your emotional relationships, they are all with me. And then what happens? Then you have yoga, and the quality and the thing about yoga is you become like the one you have yoga with. When your man, buddhi, heart is constantly with Baba, then you become like Baba. You draw into yourself Baba's qualities. And this is not a matter of technique. Some people say, yoga is a technique and teach us that technique. So this is not some technique. This is a matter of realization that I am a soul and I only belong to God. I'm just a traveler here and whatever illusions I had are gone and mine is one Shiv Baba and none other. And there is this thing about the heart that when it gets connected to someone, then it is oblivious to everyone else. Yes, so in your life, whenever your heart has got connected to someone or something, then have you seen that everyone and everything else is there, but they don't matter? Yes, so that's the quality, that's the beauty of this connection of the heart. And I remember there is this brother, and he's into stock markets, and he made quite some money in the stock market. So, when he is on the screen and he is doing his stock market, you can blow up a whole city around him and he will not be disturbed. So he's just, so engrossed, and I've seen him there is so much noise and everything around him, and he will just sit there and he will focus on that, because and in that moment everything is there, but it doesn't exist for him, because his relationship is with the money and the profit he's getting from there. And otherwise, when he is not doing that, he can even hear the drop of a pin. He can even get disturbed with the drop of a pin. And one day that brother was sleeping, and there was somebody who had to take something from that room, and he just got startled and he woke. And I said, you have this amazing quality where you cannot hear anything when you are doing stock market, and how can you get disturbed with this one little shove of the door or something? Then he said, I don't know, I have only that quality when I'm doing that business of mine. So this is what is beautiful about yoga. So mostly in the mundane world also, in body consciousness also, sometimes you have total yoga with someone or something. Yes, so when you are in a new relationship of attachment also, you have total yoga, and then anything happening around you, somebody abusing you, beating you, it doesn't matter, because your yoga is with that one person, or your yoga is with one attainment. Now Baba says that's the quality of yoga. Yoga makes you completely absorbed in one and oblivious to everyone and everything else. And Baba says this yoga needs realization of who you are and who is yours and where are you getting your attainment from. It's a thing of the intellect and heart. And Baba says when you get it, that I am a soul and this is my Baba, and I have got everything to do with Baba. So Baba is the one I have all relationships with. Baba is the one who I have all attainments from. In short, Baba is my world, because all my relationships, all my attainments of I the soul is just with Baba. Then what happens, even when you're in a crowd, even when you're working, your yoga is only with Baba. And in that yoga, he is coloring you, his company is coloring you. And Baba says, and then if you have this kind of constant yoga with Baba, then Baba says, your stage will become permanent. Because when you have yoga with Baba, you will become like Baba. And Baba says, just like Baba is so unshakable and immovable, Baba is like very constant in his stage, you will also become very constant in your stage. So, can you ever think that Maya will disturb Baba or Maya will pull Baba? No. Similarly, Maya will not be able to pull you if you are in constant yoga with Baba. And when Maya doesn't pull us, then what happens? Then we don't perform sinful actions. Yes, then our buddhi, our everything that we do is accurate. Just like Baba does everything. Baba says, I am knowledgeful, I am blissful. Similarly, when I have constant yoga with Baba, what will I become? I'll become knowledgeful and blissful. And Maya will not pull me, and then I will become karmatit, because I will do everything uninfluenced by Maya. Karmatit means when you live in this world of action, but you are totally uninfluenced by the pull of Maya. That's karmatit sthiti. So Baba says you will achieve that when you pay attention to this whole process. And this whole process takes time. Yes, so, and then what Maya does is it stops you from having yoga with Baba. Yes, and do you understand? Everybody here in this class is a bigger jnani than a yogi. Yes, so Maya doesn't stop you from listening to Gyan. But when you sit in yoga, Maya will tell you, why don't you just knit a sweater also while you're in yoga? Why are you wasting time just sitting idle? Go for a walk and you can have yoga with Baba along with that. Yes, or it's okay, I was doing karma, so even if I didn't sit in yoga, it's okay. So Maya will always interfere in yoga. And Baba says, what you have to do is, you don't have to give up. And in my experience, the biggest virtue in Sangam Yuga is consistency. Or in fact, I think in any sphere of life, the biggest virtue is consistency and perseverance. When you don't give up and you are consistent in something, you will always make it to your goal. And I have seen many examples from my school life, from my college life. I have seen students who were my friends and they were really good students, but they were not consistent and perseverant. And they didn't make it anywhere. And there were students who were called dull. There were students who were called dumb, but they were very consistent and perseverant, and they have persevered their way, to very big positions in the world also. So I think, that, and this thing happens with Amrit Vela. So, one day you get up in Amrit Vela and suddenly there is a power cut, and then you feel very hot, and then you're sweating, and then you have no yoga with Baba because you're just busy, wiping that sweat off. And then next day you think, maybe there would be a power cut, so let me not get up, let me just be on the bed and do my Amrit Vela, and if there is a power cut, I'll sleep, and if there is not, then I'll do yoga. And then anyways you're sleeping, and then the third day you can't get up. So this is how Maya will just defeat you. And Baba says that never allow weak thoughts. When it comes to yoga, your Maya will not allow you to have yoga. So the moment you start thinking, I'm a soul, lots of other stuff will come. And then you will think, okay, I'll do this later, let me attend to the other stuff right now. But Baba says that when Maya will stop you from having yoga, because if you have yoga, you will reach the karmatit stage. Or if you have very good yoga for 5 days, you will start telling 50 people that 5 days I've had very good yoga, and on the 6th day you're sleeping and dreaming about the fact that you had very good yoga for 5 days and you're not getting up. So Maya is very sharp, when it can't pull you down in one way, it will change its stance and pull you down in some other way. So that's how you have to discern Maya, win over Maya, and pay attention to yoga. Have very good chart of yoga. And when Baba asks us to maintain a chart, he always says that you must maintain your chart of yoga, because we maintain a chart that yes, I listened to Murli, yes, I did Seva, yes, I did this, that. But about yoga, if you see, the chart is very, very bad. So always maintain a chart of yoga. How many hours of sitting yoga you did? How many hours of karam yoga you did? How many hours of, just staying introverted you did? So whatever practices you do, make a chart of it. And then Baba also talks about a clean intellect today. And Baba says, if you have a clean intellect, then you will be able to have yoga with Baba, and also you will be able to imbibe knowledge if you have a clean intellect. And what is a clean intellect? A clean intellect is an intellect that is not absorbed in the matters of this world. So, have you seen that your intellect gets absorbed in the matters of this world? And I think, these days, the bigger challenge is not even that your intellect is absorbed in the matters of your mundane life, but in the matters of things that don't even matter to you. So, these days, the phone is a very big problem, because of which we can't keep our intellect clean. And do you understand that when you look at your phone or any other screen for that matter, then in that moment, all your senses are busy. So, your eyes, your ears, your body is still sitting there, and all your senses are busy. And when all your senses are busy in one thing, then your intellect is fully absorbed in that thing. And when you watch television or when you watch videos or whatever, your intellect is sucking that up. Your intellect is taking that whole vibration, that content, those ideas, those belief systems, everything it is taking in. This is why Baba says that when you live in this world, it is so if you read today's blessing, it's a blessing to have such a blessing. So, it's Baba says that just like I come from the world beyond, and I'm like this one who has come here, I'm an avatar. So Baba says, I come like an incarnation and I do my work and go. You must also understand that I live in the incorporeal and subtle world. And from that consciousness, you come, do the work, and leave. And whenever you think you live here, then your intellect is absorbed in everything here, everyone and everything around you. And then that intellect cannot understand Gyan, it cannot have yoga with Baba. So it's very important to keep your intellect free from here and think about yourself as an incorporeal soul and as an angel who has come and does the work and goes from here. So, do you think that if an angel rescued 100 people from, a fire breakout, then that angel would get emotional about it? No, because that angel has come from angel consciousness, just done the work, and it is not affected by the pain and pleasure here. It just does the work and goes away. Similarly, we don't have to get sucked into the vibration, the emotions, the activities that are happening here. We keep our intellect free, do our work, and leave. And I don't even think that work is the problem. The problem is this extra, phone and screen and this. If we could just, because these days, people are so absorbed in the screen that their anyways intellect is removed from the household. So, these days, if two people are in two different rooms, one may be suffering like anything and the other one in the other room doesn't even know. Why? Because the intellect is not connected. The intellect is connected to the phone. So this is why it is very important to completely eliminate your screen time apart from Baba's classes. So whatever Baba's class we attend, apart from that, we just finish our screen time. We don't watch anything else. That's very important. And when I live in the world also, we have to pay attention to be detached and loving. And only then we will be able to understand knowledge. And Baba says today that suicide is the greatest sin, because people say Atam Hatya or Atam Ghat, which means you're killing the soul, but no, you're killing the body. And what do you kill? What do you call killing a body? That's murder. So even if the soul kills their own body, that amounts to murder. That amounts to killing, and that's a big sin. But Baba says that, your intellect cannot absorb jnana if it is clouded by emotions. So this is why you need a free intellect to understand that even if somebody is troubled by circumstances, suicide is a sin, because that's something, the soul is killing the body. And when somebody is emotional, I've heard people say that, what will that person do? He's in such acute pain, he had no resort but to kill himself. But would you say that about killing another person? You wouldn't say that. And even if that thing happened, you would say, no, that's a wrong thing. Even if you were tortured or whatever, you cannot kill somebody. But about killing yourself, some people are very sympathetic. They say that, bichara, they kill themselves. But that's not bichara, that's paap. So Baba says that if your intellect is not removed from the world, if you don't understand, if you are emotional, if you are connected to this old world, you can't understand jnana even. That even if you kill your own body, that's mahapap. And that's not bichara, that's a paap. So Baba says that these are certain laws of the world which you can't understand if your intellect is connected to the old vicious world and your body conscious. Okay, Om Shanti.